For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off your order. Yo, what's good guys, Venom Fire here back from the video, and today me bringing you guys another run defense. This time it's going to be out of the big nickel over G formation. Before we get into the video though, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. I tweet every time I upload. Sometimes YouTube notifications do not work, so I will tweet out the link every time I upload it. It's probably the best way to guarantee that you see the link and see when I upload. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link is always in the description. With that being said, again, we are in the big nickel over G, and this particular run defense is going to be very user dependent. It's going to be a gap shoot. You're not really relying on other players to do it for you, and that's why I like it a lot. It's really good against some of the best formations like I form close that I will be in today. Granted, it's sometimes certain formations give it a little bit of trouble, but it is very good. This formation is very good stock just against the run without even shooting any gaps. So being able to shoot the gap makes it that much better. Now, personally, I just like to run it out of the base cover 3. Something about the big nickel over G formation is that you can get safeties at linebacker. We're going to be using Isaiah Simmons in particular here. He's got 93 speed. You want someone fast to shoot the run fits, shoot the run gap, so that you are not getting outran by the running back or whatever. So again, have a safety at linebacker. Also, make sure you go to the slot cornerback package. That'll just be for some pass defense adjustments. And again, this is going to be more focused on against the run. I actually did upload a pass defense video on this, I think a couple of weeks ago. So if you want, you can check that out, find out how to use this play against the passing game as well. But again, cover 3 Sky, we'll use her this right of screen linebacker. You can actually use her either, does not necessarily matter. And we'll start out against just base I form close stretch, probably the most popular run in the game. And yeah, this is more of a stretch defense than run defense. It can actually work really well against, or more of a stretch defense than dive defense. I apologize. I did upload a dive defense a couple of days ago also. It was out of nickel normal, but again, we are in Kansas City Chiefs playbook today. It's not in multiple defense, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. So again, we're in Chiefs playbook. So we're focused on the stretch in this video. What we want to do, first things first, is I like to go ahead, press my defense. The next thing you're going to do is just pinch your D-line, and that's really all you have to do for the run D. So I just pressed, I pinched my D-line. Then with your user, you're going to stand in this gap. You're going to stand in between these two defensive linemen, and you can really stand anywhere. You don't want to be too close to the ball. You don't want him to be in this hovered position where his left foot is in front of his right foot. You want him to just have his hands on his knees, sort of that same position that you see every single player on the field is besides the D lineman. So you want him right around here, and then you're just going to run straight down when the ball is snapped. So again, I have it set up. I'm going to run straight down when the ball is snapped, and right there, I was actually a bad user, but you saw how I was able to shoot that gap. So again, that was definitely a user error. But really, even if they quick snap, you can just pinch your D-line, move yourself into the gap right here, have them snap the ball, and right there, you see we make the tackle. Again, I would recommend a couple of abilities. One I would recommend is Secure Tackler. If you can get that, again, I don't run Secure Tackler. Usually the safeties, if they have good enough tackling, will just make the play. But if you want a guaranteed tackle in the backfield, sometimes you get better animations. And really this year, the conservative tackles give you really good animation, especially if you're chasing someone sort of from an angle right to left or from behind. You can get really good animations. So you will see throughout the video when I just show this a couple more times. You'll notice that Isaiah Simmons is going to get really good tackle animations, not only because of his height, but just because the tackling animations in this game are really good. So again, just pinch your defensive line. You can move him as close as you want. If you notice yourself getting outran, you might want to move him even closer. But we'll have them snap the ball right there. You see, again, we're able to shoot that gap very quickly. And I know that the CPU sometimes isn't necessarily sprinting. I don't know if they sprint completely, but even if they were sprinting, you see right when they get the ball, we're right here. So really, is it even possible to outrun? You see they get the ball. By this point, you can really start to hold turbo, and you see, look at this, the fullback, he's blocking nobody because he already is all the way out to that right side, and you see the center just does not pick us up, that left guard does not pick us up, and you can really sprint through the gap. This is really probably the best run defense for tackles for losses this year. I definitely like 3-3-5 wide, but it doesn't get as many tackles in the backfield. And if you want to get someone out of stretch, this is a really good way to do it. You see someone come out in I form close, you hit him with this a couple of times, he'll be out of that run soon enough, and he'll start passing the ball probably. But yeah, you see the argument of, I know that the CPU doesn't necessarily hold sprint, but right when the running back gets the ball, you see Isaiah Simmons is right there. You really couldn't do anything to get out of this situation. And that's why I like it so much. It's all dependent on your user, and really there's no way for your opponent to do it. A lot of times your opponent can maybe flip the run or do something weird like that to stop a run defense, but in this case he really can't do anything, and it's all up to you to make the play. Again, there are certain other formations that are a little bit better than I form close against this run defense, but for the most part you can shoot stretch out of any I form, mostly any single back, and really it's super good against single back. You don't even necessarily have to shoot through the middle. You can really just like line up. I might even show that a little bit later, where you can just almost line up like right here and just run to the right. And again, just picture D-line. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is the run fits. Just look at the run fits out of a base big nick over G. This is why a lot of people love the formation. This is just stock cover 3. You see that everybody is playing the run fits, obviously, besides the 3 players on the back end. You got that safety on the right. You got that cornerback on the left. I believe that's the safety on the right. Again, might be, yeah, that's the safety on the right, cornerback on the left. You see they're both playing the runs. That's why it's really good against outside runs. They get the outside leverage. Again, I could use Thompson if I wanted to, but I just, for whatever reason, I feel like I get better success using the player on the right. Again, that's just me personally, but we'll have them snap the ball again. Right there, you saw the gap was even really, really small, and we were able to shoot through it. So again, don't be scared if you see someone, oh shoot, someone's in front of me, I might get blocked, I'm going to run out of the play. You don't want to do that, because that's how you get messed up. That's how they get touchdown. You see, it's all really dependent on your user if you're using the guy on the right, because if I get blocked, it's going to be a big gain. You see how small the gap is right here. We're still able to pick or get through. They're not going to double team. They're not going to slide protect over, and we're still able to make that play. And although it's a little bit shorter, even if they're holding turbo against your turbo, you should have around the same speed as the running back. There's not really any running backs with 95 speed or anything in Ultimate Team or that type of game mode. And again, just absolutely torch the halfback stretch. Again, you can really set this up quickly. You don't have to press your defense again because it's zone coverage. And if you want more setups on how to adjust out of this cover 3 besides just the stock cover 3, again, I uploaded a pass defense video on this exact same play on defense. So again, everything will be in that video. If you want to know how to adjust if someone is passing out of an I-form set or an under center set, that is a good way to do it. I'll just show it a couple more times. Just get really quick reps, and then we will go ahead. I'll just hop into a different stretch because this run defense is really good even if you don't shoot through that gap. And that time I think I was actually a little bit too close to the line. So you see, if you're too close to the line, again, sometimes it messes up. I think that time I might have been really close, so that was my fault. But just keep good middle ground right around here, and you'll have really good success. You see, again, shoot through that gap. Tap A. Make sure when you run up, you're holding sprint, you're tapping A. That's how you get those wrap-up tackles, those conservative tackles. Sometimes you'll get weird shoestring tackles. And yes, this is the best effective way to do it. Moving on, though, I'll just hop into, I think, a single back wing tight set, and we'll try the run defense. And again, it won't be the same result, but it will be still a very good stretch defense. So again, I'm going to pinch my D-line. I'm going to sort of line up here, but I'm not actually going to run through the gap. What I'm going to do is run to the right. So I'm going to go like this and run right there. That's another way that you can use this defense. So again, certain formations you can't really get through the gap. I know deuce close is sort of similar to this wing tight as well. But you see how you can sort of hover right there. It's almost like that 3-4 odd pinch D last year where you would hover like this. So I guess you could hover like that if you wanted and then run off like this, but you see very effective. And then obviously if they were in I form, you could shoot through that middle gap. Against single back, this is probably the best way to do it. You see I'll try and shoot through the middle gap here, and you see I'll probably get picked up. Yeah, you see I sort of get edge protected or picked up at blockers on the right side, or I kind of just get stuck through the middle. So really, you saw my user got stuck. He was almost out of the play, but we still had Buda Baker and that Patrick Peterson over on the right side. So even if your user gets messed up, again, you have good line of defense. You have that safety playing the run. Always, you have the cornerback, if you wanted to get him to play the run, you could even blitz him if you want. It doesn't really matter, but again, you can just stand in the same spot, run over, and your user really won't ever get picked up. Again, same against any compressed set like a wing flex close, all those things. Again, I'll just show it a couple more times, and then we will be on our way. Boom, run over and make that tackle. You see, as long as you have good tackling, I could even get a good hit stick angle, or I can just tap A for the conservative tackle. Isaiah Simmons is a pretty low overall, which is why you see him missing a lot of tackles. He doesn't exactly have the best tackling rating, but you see against single back wing tight, against I form close. And obviously if they went to like a doubles, a wide trips, any other spread out single back set, it would still work the same way where you would kind of want to run to the outside. But again, certain formations, you'll be able to shoot through that gap, which is where you will have the best success. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you are new, again, follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.